Cruising down Manchester Street in my drop top, chillin' where you gotta keep the heat when the block hot. Cruising down Manchester Street in my drop top, chillin' where you gotta keep the heat when the block hot. Yeah, on the east side and the west side. Yeah, on the east side and the west side. Cruising down Manchester Street in my drop top, chillin' where you gotta keep the heat when the block hot. Crown in my head, I'm getting my.
What's good, Josh? Your boy CMJ, man, bringing you another edition of Total Fandom. That's right, I'm back, and I'm riding solo on this episode, but I do not mind because I love talking football. And yesterday we got some football and some really good football. I know it's NFL preseason, but man, that was exciting to see. Gosh, where do I even begin with yesterday? We had a lot of ups, but we had some downs, so we definitely got to talk about both sides. Be a little, play a little devil's advocate there. I'll start with the takeaways from yesterday. So I won't start with the first game. I'll actually start with the last game, Raiders Seahawks. Really fun game to watch. I'll say I'm not really like there's only so much we can take away. Let me adjust this. There's only so much we can take away from NFL preseason action. So we know we're not going to see anything anything that'll expose any offensive schemes or techniques later in the season, but we will, see hopefully players that can potentially help our dynasty redraft, whatever fantasy football that you play this year, help our team. So, Tyler Horton was really good yesterday. I really wasn't expecting him to not have a good day. Like I said, there's only so much I could take away from yesterday, man. And we didn't see we haven't seen every team play. We'll see three more games today. Let's see, Raiders. Okay, Jinty had 3 carries. Really didn't look like. I really find the offensive line for the Raiders need to, I feel like they need to find their stride and step it up if Jinty is going to have a good season. If anything, that will be my takeaway for Jinty. Because I think he has the ability. I just think that offensive line has its work cut out for it, especially in the AFC West. Hopefully, we can see the passing game really find some rhythm for the Raiders, and I think they will with Geno. But we gotta see which receiver will step up and will be that. I really didn't see much yesterday that would suggest like that hinted at we would find that person from the Raiders. On the seat, yeah. So yes, that's the Hawks Raiders game. Fun. Not really a lot to take away from that. From a fantasy redraft dynasty perspective, in my opinion, I'll get back to that game later, though. I have some other things to take away from that. The Bengals Eagles game, I will say the Eagles' depth on the offensive side of the ball, like a lot of those players that were playing have been in that system for like at least a year. And so, Anaya Smith, Calcaterra, if God forbid AJ Brown or Devontae Smith go down, there are some players that at least know their system and you feel like at least could admirably fill in if one of the big name guys go down, and even Tanner McKee, who had a pretty good day yesterday. And the Bengals defense, that second and third, fourth unit, but really the second and third unit, hopefully they can find their stride. I think the offense is going to be relied upon to win those games in September where they struggle, the Bengals. But I believe that Bengals defense will catch its stride as long as they can stay healthy. If Trey Hendrickson can get re-signed or extended, I believe that they will find their stride in after the first month. The offense will come out gunning and it will be great. As evidenced by the Jamar Chase touchdown and the way they worked up and down the field, Joe Burrow and Chase. Now, like I said, not much to take away from that game. Not really, this game right here. This game is making me cringe a little bit. The Colts and Ravens, because Anthony Richardson is somebody who I feel really highly about, and I have a lot of hope for, and I had a lot of hope for, and it just hurts to see him go down like that. So I'll get into that later. Tyler Warren looked great. Tyler Warren looks like he will be rising up fantasy redraft ADPs. He'll probably be. I play in a 16-team PPR league primarily, so let's say he's gonna go from 9, 10 round to like maybe 7th or 8th round. He'll probably be in that Jake Ferguson range, or Tucker Craft range. I think he's going to end up being that high, regardless of who the quarterback is. Honestly, I think he's going to be touted and anticipated to return tight end one value this year, especially given how he looked in the preseason. Like people are going to like really eat that up. Um, you still got to worry about Josh Downs. If Michael Pittman can stay healthy, then he's still the number one receiver, technically on the team. So there's still that to worry about. And if Daniel Jones is playing, I really don't trust him to be able to. If he's starting, I don't trust him to be able to get the ball to Downs, Warren, Taylor's gonna eat, and then Pittman. So I do trust Warren. And it's crazy to say for a rookie tight end. I think we're just kind of recency bias with the tight ends, but I liked what I saw from Tyler. If anything, if Daniel Jones were to start, week one, and everyone was healthy on the offense, I'd probably buy into in pass catchers. I'd probably buy into Warren first and then Downs. I don't want Pittman. I don't want Pittman for the life of me. And that's just me. And yeah, and the next thing I'll get into, just to touch on it real quick, the Rashawn Slater injury, the torn left. I can't say torn left. I don't know why I'm saying torn left patellar because I don't know which one it was, but the torn patellar tendon that placed him on season-ending IR for the Los Angeles Chargers. They're a Pro Bowl offensive tackle. Um, this is a big deal, and I know this is the preseason, so there's still time for another player to step up and get acclimated and get into a rhythm on that offensive side and protect Justin Herbert's blind side. But that's, like I just said, Herbert's blind side, and that guy played. What, he played 15 games last year? I got it right here. Yeah, he played 15 games last year, only allowed 3 sacks and 22 pressures on 244 snaps, made the Pro Bowl, and he got extended $92 million guaranteed over 4 years. I believe it was a $116 million contract, if I'm not mistaken. 114. So yeah, let me get those numbers right. So the Pro Bowl tackle is out for the season. Trey Pipkins the third is going to start in his place. That is what it's looking like right now. Am I worried about Hampton? The only reason why I'm not as worried about Hampton as I initially would be is because Najee Harris is still not necessarily practicing with the team. So it feels like Hampton is still going to get the volume, and we at least expect this team to still be able to move up and down the field with Herbert being as talented as he is. But it just feels par for the course for the Chargers to have something already up end their season. And even if they end up making the playoffs, if there's always going to be the caveat at some point this season. Someone's going to bring it up. Oh, if they had Rashawn Slater, who knows what could have happened? Who knows? You know. So the fact that he's already out, this is a big blow to that offense overall. And Hampton is still probably going to go I got him going in the late second round. If it's a 10 to 12 team league, late second, early third. If it's a 16 team league, like I'm playing, probably mid second. I still think he's going to go really high and return a running back one type of season. So that's Slater. CJ Gardner Johnson did not rupture his Achilles. For further testing to be done on him, but he probably will miss significant time. That is the new safety for the Houston Texans. And honestly, if their defense is going to be hindered in any kind of way, I'm going to be worried about this team because the offensive line got worse. Joe Mixon's not going to be running the ball, at least for the next couple of weeks. So who knows if he'll be ready for week one. Nick Chubb is coming off a major injury. So who knows how well he'll be able to carry the offense. It's just a lot of things I'm worried about with this offense right now. And if the defense isn't going to be able to put this offense in a better position or be able to stop other teams, like it's looking like a lose-lose situation. I'm avoiding the Houston Texans for a lot of reasons in fantasy anyway. So this was one of the guys that I had on my dynasty team. And when I got the news and the notification about it, I was like, dang, CJ Gardner Johnson, he really was, he really could have held down that back end for them. So that's a tough break for the Texans overall. And I'm a big believer in the defense affecting the offense. And so, yeah, tough break there. Hopefully he will not miss, too much time and he'll be ready to go and be able to play the rest of the season when he returns to the field. Um, and then next on the agenda was the okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get to this. Okay, Anthony Richardson was diagnosed with a dislocated pinky. So back to the Ravens and the Colts game. When this play happened, bro, yeah, I'm watching it live. I'm excited to see my boy, and nobody picked up this man. Okay, I want to go over the play with you guys. I want to go over. Also, they diagnosed him with a dislocated pinky. There was a report that said he can come out and play as early, not play, but practice as early as Saturday, which that sounds great and all. I just wonder how well he can hold on to the ball. Here we go. I'm going to read it for you. Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson. This is I'm reading it from the score. I love the score. Uh, Left Thursday's game 24. Oh, I'm not reading it. Diagnosed with a dislocated pinky and is considered day to day after his X-rays came back negative, which is great. It really breaks my heart that he cannot stay on the field though. He could return to practice as soon as Saturday, sources told ESPN's Stephen Holder. So that's good news. I'm not gonna say that's really great, but that's good news. He took a sack on the Colts' second offensive possession in the first quarter. He was 2 for 3. I think he had thrown like 21 yards and his line was set at 71.5. So Riley Leonard came in after Daniel Jones. So Riley Leonard came in later in the game and threw for 92 yards. Before that, Daniel Jones threw for 144 yards. Honestly, if Anthony Richardson was going to play most of the first half or a quarter and a half, I had no doubt. Still, I have no doubt. I don't care what. If he played, excuse me, if he played, he would have gone over 71.5 passing yards. I know it's preseason, but God, I'm getting warmed up. I'm getting warmed up for the regular season. Okay. So anyway, interesting. Richardson sacked by David Ojagbo on the play. Came free. I'm gonna pull up the play. Oh, and let me read the rest of this real quick. Replaced by Daniel Jones. They're both competing for the quarterback one position in Indianapolis. For those who don't know, Jones the plan was for Jones to start the next preseason game after Richardson started this game, so they will both have a fair shot to start a game. But obviously things might change now since the Anthony Richardson injury is setting him back. So let's go over the play. Let me just go ahead and pull this from the YouTube page on NFL.com. I mean, the NFL page on YouTube.com. Just a clip from the game. Let me go ahead and take this down. Okay, so follow me here, right? This is in slow motion. Okay, let's go through a scenario here. And I know this is not Madden, but let's say we play Madden, right? Let's say let's play around with this real quick. Just follow me. Let's say we play Madden, right? If you've ever played it, and you come up to the line, right? And you are in this. What formation is this? Let's call this. So it's 4x1, 11 personnel. Okay, shotgun. Let's call it. I don't know, gun normal, whatever. You're in gun. You see the defense. Let's see. I see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DBs. We're nickel. 2 down linemen. Two outside rushers. Looks like a linebacker and maybe another DB in the middle, but that looks like a linebacker too. So Ojagbo is this guy right here, 90 off the edge. He comes free. Let's just play this, right? You come up to the line, bro. If I come up to the line, and I know I'm saying this in hindsight because obviously I didn't know what was going to happen before the play, but if I come up to the line and I see the DBs are playing off, both DBs are playing off coverage. Just Madden, okay? Come up to the line, see both DBs playing off coverage. The slot corner is at the line. I got the slot corner at the line, 4 other guys on the line. So that's 5. And then 2 guys close to the line. I know they're second level, but they're close enough to the line to make me think that, okay, one of these guys could be coming. One of these guys could be an extra guy blitzing. My whole issue with this happening, with how this happened, is that when the play starts and the ball is snapped, that my man's Anthony doesn't even look to the right at all. At all. I'm not an aficionado or anything, but my God, if I come up to the line and I know the play and I know I got two check down, first things first, bro, you should, if you play Madden, you know you good, and you gonna run a basic play like this. You got two check downs on the right. Like, you don't feel it, bro. I played, and I'm just coming from a Madden first. I know this is just, but I've been blindsided and not seen pressure before. So it's not like everything is perfect when I play the game or you play the game. So I understand, but I'm saying when you're, and I want to go back here. This is the main reason I'm making this argument, because the slot corner at the line, when the ball is snapped, if you are already looking to the left and you see that slot corner is not blitzing, then wouldn't instinctually you want to turn, like, at least peripherally, and see what's, if anything is coming from the right side? I keep seeing Kurt Warner day one install, Chase Daniel day one install, and I think about it honestly. In my opinion, like, even if you're playing Madden, this is day one. Like, you wouldn't just look down one side of the field. And waiting for a play to, bro. The slot corner didn't even blitz, so you would just think common sense would prevail, and you would just at least be like, hi, just a quick glance, because that's all you need to see that this guy is coming free. No, the tight end and the running back, nobody was, obviously they weren't supposed to chip here. They were free release. You had a check down right there, two check downs right there. So yeah, I you know what? Personally, I believe, not personally, but personally, I wanted to believe at first that this was a breakdown, that the center and the offensive line, and had a breakdown in protection, and they just let somebody run free at Anthony, and he thought that somebody was supposed to pick that guy up. Maybe he did think somebody was supposed to pick that guy up, but my God, you got to protect yourself. Like, I don't. It just hurts me, bro. It just hurts me for that somebody who I'm so invested in um, is not progressing the way I thought they would. Um, it just hurts to see that. Also, for him to go down and not have a shot. Forget the lines, forget the parlay, forget the bet. Like, you would think, year three, you would think that he would at least, I don't know, want to protect himself in a preseason game. Um, if this is on him, so if it's not on him, then hey, excuse me, I apologize. But if it is, oh my God, bro, come on. Like, this play right here is making me want to ask this question. Is it time to hop off the AR train? He's losing reps to Daniel Jones, bro. Daniel Jones came in and he didn't look spectacular, but he came in and threw for 144 yards, three drives that ended in field goals. Now, don't get me wrong, when the regular season starts, and if I'm a Colts fan, I don't want to see that. Three drives. Might as well throw Riley Leonard in. Like, let me see what Riley Leonard got. He looks really good. Shoot, his rushing yard line was out at 14 and a half. I think it came up to 17 and a half. I could be wrong, but that was still a line that he breezed over, so it didn't even matter. So, time to hop off the AR train. Oh my, this is hard. I don't even have a ready to go answer for this. I just, threw it on there. Is it time for the Colts to hop off the AR train? I don't think so. I think they have to play out the season and see how it goes. Is it time for me to hop off the AR train in a dynasty format? I can't, because obviously I can't return the. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't think Daniel Jones has the same ceiling. Obviously, we've seen what Daniel Jones is. We've seen him before in this league. But I think the thing that's really hurting Anthony is he can't progress because he can't stay on the field. So it's hard to buy into someone who can't stay on the field. This is why Mike Evans is my favorite receiver. I mean, this is somebody who I know is going to play. Like, at least I know he's going to play and perform at an elite level all the time. So, I think that's what, that's why I think LeBron is the GOAT. I know he's going to be there for the most part, Recently, obviously, old, so yeah, but he going to play. He going to find a way to play. Like, hopefully Anthony finds a way to play. Let me calm down. Um, Time to hop off the AR train. I have to say no. I have to say no. For me, I have to say no. Y'all do what y'all got to do. I got to say no. I can't do it yet. Because if Daniel Jones was a better quarterback, then I would be like, you know what, it's over. But I feel like at some point in time this season, Anthony Richardson is going to have every opportunity to still take the job back from Daniel Jones. So I'm still bought in, but only because Daniel Jones is the quarterback that's competing with him. So yeah, that's it on Anthony Richardson. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now listen, it is the NFL preseason. I'm not doing a lot, okay? I'm just getting warmed up for the regular season. I already got a lot of things that I'm looking at, okay? Like Justin Fields passing yards for the season is set at 2,600. And, at first I was really smashing over. Then obviously, like the training camp happened and the reports came out about him not looking accurate and him not looking good, going like 4 for 16 one day and 2 for 10 another day, whatever. But that's training camp, bruh. That's practice. You know what I'm saying? Let me see a preseason game. Also, I still think in the regular season, as long as he plays the whole season, that's still a line he can easily breeze over. He's a quarterback. He can hit 3,000 yards. So, like for a future line, I love that Justin Fields 2,600 passing yards. Like I'm going over that all day, every day. But as far as yesterday I went ahead and did some super simple stuff. I was bringing up the Anthony Richardson 71.5 passing yards because this is what we did. Okay. This is what we did. This is what we decided to do. Anthony Richardson over 71.5 passing yards. Obviously, not obviously. I mean, obviously it didn't go through, and Sleeper's not gonna, Sleeper's not gonna avoid preseason injuries. I don't think so. Obviously, they didn't. But my whole logic behind it was Anthony Richardson is a bomb play waiting to happen. He's a 50-yard touchdown waiting to happen. And honestly, that first drive, if you really look, he was looking down the field. He was trying to get the ball down the field. He just didn't have the protection he needed, which is okay. I really wanted him to extend some of those plays, and he really wasn't able to. But like I brought up Daniel Jones coming in after him throwing for 144 yards, Riley Leonard coming in after him throwing for 92 yards. This is a line I think he would have easily cleared and we would have been over. So I like that. I like that read yesterday, even though we didn't get our money back. That's fine. I threw $10 on that. That's fine. Jalen Milroe was a smash. And for me, like my logic behind that was at some point in time, whenever he gets in the game, I tried to see how much time I thought he was going to get. And if he was going to get about a half a play, at any point in time, he could have broken off for a 30-yard gain. So I feel really good about that. I mean, even if he would have rushed 3 times, I felt at any point he could have and he did. He had 1 rush for 27 yards. So he went over that with 1 carry later in the 4th quarter. So I felt really good about that yesterday, even though we didn't win 1 for 1 in the preseason. Doesn't matter. Some light. And then, actually, when I saw Richardson, we weren't getting voided for that. I'm like, damn, gotta do something. So I went ahead and doubled down. I doubled down on Jalen Milroe, and I did the under on the Geno Smith passing yards because if I see a starting quarterback in the preseason, I would hope that they don't want to get hurt. I mean, Burrow and Chase is a different story because obviously they have some issues starting hot and cold. I mean, starting cold in September when the regular season starts. So them trying to get a rhythm in the preseason, I could understand that. Also, they could explode for anything at any time. But Geno Smith, with the pass catchers that they have, which I'm not, super. They have a whole new offense. Okay, they have a whole new offense that they're trying to figure things out, trying to get Genty involved. I didn't expect Geno to play more than 2 series. He only played 1, so this was an easy one to go under. Even Jonathan Taylor's rushing yards yesterday, when I saw it was 17.5. I'm thinking to myself, like, is he even going to play? So I took the under on that, and he didn't even play, which was great. So it's preseason. You don't expect a lot from the starters, that's my mentality about it. If I'm gonna be going ahead and betting chip on the preseason, like I'm not expecting a lot if the starters are gonna play, and if they are gonna play, try to see how much they're gonna play. Like look it up, type it into Google or something. Like go to the team site, check the score, check ESPN.com if you're really gonna do your homework, or try to get as much information as you can. Now, for me today, I'm gonna go ahead and go under on Bryce Young's passing yards. On underdog, it's actually 52 and a half. Thank you, Makai. On underdog is actually 52 and a half. I still like the under on that. Um, they're projected the Carolina Panthers, the Carolina Panthers starters are projected to play about 2 series. I feel like the likelihood of one of those series ending in a 3-and-out is pretty high. Um, and also, I feel like this team is going to want to try to run the ball, given that they signed a new center combo, center, like literally a center and two guards. They have a new offensive line. I'm pretty sure they want to try to run the ball and establish the run and see get that rhythm going. I don't really see Bryce Young throwing the ball more than I don't see Bryce Young throwing the ball really more than 6 times in a total of 2 drives. So I don't see him going over this prop. And if it's 52 and a half on underdog, I really like the under. Nick Nash, it was 15 and a half earlier. As I was about to place this bet, the line went up to 17 and a half. I do expect Nick Nash. I think he's a fourth or fifth string receiver for the Falcons. I expect him to get a lot of time because the Lions and the Falcons want their young players to play and get time and have an opportunity to see who can make the roster. And Nick Nash was low key a thing for them last year in the preseason. So like this big body receiver on the outside to get some work late in the game, and I expect this game to be competitive because it's preseason. And I don't expect it to be competitive, but I hope it's competitive, and that's what's going to lead to the over on this line. But my real cake play today is that Shedeur Sanders under 146 and a half passing yards. This line opened up at 123 and a half, and honestly, I was still taking the under. Even if he plays the whole first half. First, it was slated that he was going to get about a quarter and a half, but now it's like now he's going to get a half a play. Even if he plays the whole first half, I still don't like the over on this line. I think it's way too high. This is a team that wants to run the ball anyway. The Dylan Sampson 22 and a half rushing yards, it went up to 25 and a half on Sleeper. I still think this, even if Shedeur Sanders starts throwing the ball, if he throws the ball, let's say 17 times in the first half, I still like the under on this play because I feel like a lot of those, or some of those, majority of those, let's go with majority. I feel like majority of those will be checkdowns. I don't see him going over 123 and a half, let alone 146 and a half. If you just want to pair Bryce Young's under and Shedeur Sanders under, I'm all for that. But yeah, I'm feeling really good about those unders today. And I'm not a big under guy. I'm not, but I am when it comes to this preseason action. And the starters play. Come on now. So yeah, that's it for me. That's it for the preseason betting props for today. Not touching the Commanders and Patriots game, leaving that one alone. But I do have my eyes on Jalen Lane. A lot of good reports about him coming out of camp. Got him on a dynasty team. Really want to see if he can find a role in this offense somewhere. And God forbid Debo gets hurt, but if he does, I do like Jalen Lane to slide in because of his versatility, being able to return the ball. Like obviously he as a return specialist, you are good with the ball in your hand, so that could lead to screen game, short passing work, and taking the ball and getting off for yards after catch. So hopefully I see that could work from Jalen Lane. Ben Sinnott, I really want to see something from the second-year tight end. Please let me see something from you because I got you too. I have pieces of this offense in Dynasty, and I gotta see how they look. So yeah, that's it for my little tangent right there. Let me go ahead and take this off the screen. And yeah, that's everything. That's everything for today. I will go ahead and get this out to you guys and have a video getting ready for tomorrow because we have more games tomorrow. We have more games on Sunday, and we have more preseason action. I got to get to some mock drafts and some more stuff. So yeah, appreciate y'all for tapping in, and that's it for Total Fandom today. Peace out. Good luck.